Alright there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about the Dragon Ball community in 2019. I could have titled this video The Anime Community in 2019, but the Dragon Ball community makes more sense because this affects the Dragon Ball community more than any other community within the anime community. So, we're going to be talking about anything that's gone down in the Dragon Ball community this year, because this has been arguably the most controversial year that Dragon Ball has ever had. And it's not from the content of Dragon Ball itself either. So, let's start off in January of 2019. Dragon Ball Super Broly was released to US and UK cinemas, which was an awesome thing. I never thought that an anime movie would ever be released in cinemas in the US and UK. But no, they were. As My Hero Academia had been Two Heroes, that movie had been released in UK cinemas just a month earlier. In fact, by the time you see this, it's been over a year since the My Hero Academia Two Heroes movie was released in the UK cinemas when I went to go watch it last year with Shay and Rowan. But anyway, so the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie came out in cinemas. I went to go watch it again with Shay and Rowan. It was a really great movie. I enjoyed it a lot. But just after that movie had been released, that's when everything in this community changed. As Monica Rial, the actress that plays Bulma and has done since Dragon Ball Z Kai and still does now, accused the actor of Broly, Vic Mignogna, of sexual allegations. Very serious allegations. Sexual harassment allegations. However, back then, and still now, at the time of recording this video, Monica has absolutely zero evidence to prove that what she's saying is true. She has absolutely nothing to prove on him. Then Ron Toy, her fiance, and then Jamie Marchi, who voices Mount Lady in My Hero Academia, jumped in as well, and all three of them started massively slandering Vic on Twitter, saying horrific things about him. Jamie Marchi saying, I don't quote I'm not quoting this, but I don't think this is 100% accurate, but it was somewhere along the lines of this. She said she wanted to rip his dick off, feed it to him, and light him on fire. That is straight up slander. Vic has done nothing to these people. That's the thing. They're accusing him of sexual harassment when he has done nothing to them. But this made Rooster Teeth and Funimation very close together fire Vic. They fired him from his voice acting work there. But Monica Rial, the very next day, was hired by Rooster Teeth. I mean, I've made 2 videos on these allegations in this situation already. But this is going all the way throughout the year now. So that made a lot, and then 2 groups of people were formed. The Kick Vic group, which they wanted nothing more than to have Vic Mignogna erased from the anime community and voice acting work forever. And then we have the I Stand with Vic community, which I am part of. We are the people that are on Vic's side. We are standing together with him. We know he has been very unjustly treated here. And the one thing it's so easy to tell, because think about it. If Vic accused Monica of these allegations, no one would take this anywhere as seriously than they have done, because if a woman accuses a man, everyone instantly believes the woman with no evidence, even if no evidence is provided, just like now. Simply because Vic is a man, everyone is against him. And because Monica is a woman, everyone is on her side. But no, not everyone. As there are quite a lot of Kick Vic fans that have been shut down by the I Stand With Vic fans. In fact, Kick Vic fans have even done things and then accused our group of people. They've accused the Stand With Vic fan group of doing these things just to make us and him look bad. And so Vic was very, very quiet about this on Twitter. The three I've already mentioned, they just kept on spouting slander about him, and he just stayed away from it. He stayed away from all of it. He did not get involved with them and start replying to them. As what we were thinking, this was making those three were making themselves look bad by posting all this slander with no evidence provided. So Vic came to the conclusion that the only thing he could do to save his voice acting career that has lasted over 20 years. He's been voice acting for over 20 years, and he knew that the only thing he could do to save his own career was file a lawsuit against Monica Rial, Ron Toye, and Funimation for the unjust treatment they gave of him. Suddenly, all the voice actors that screwed Vic over became quite scared, because they didn't think he would actually go through with this and try and sue them for what they did to him. Since that lawsuit has started, we as the I Stand With Vic community have helped Vic find voice acting work elsewhere and have helped him be invited to conventions. And you can tell that Monica Rial is really trying to make Vic look as bad as possible, because certain conventions that he was invited to, she was also invited to, she actually refused to go to these conventions. She was incredibly petty about it, and she set up her own little stand somewhere miles and miles away from the convention, and wanted people to drive super far away from the convention just to see her, rather than go to the convention and see Vic. Then we had Vic's deposition and Monica's deposition. This is where both of them and Ron Toye would individually sit in a room and were asked questions by the court of law. They were asked questions about these allegations. Now, I think it was the court of law. I don't really understand how this kind of stuff works. I don't really understand what a deposition even means. Some of you guys hopefully will know what it means. But the person that was asking Vic questions, he asked Vic a question about how his fans have called him a Führer before, which was also something that Hitler was called back in World War II, in between World War I and World War II. Right? He was asked about this, and he explained how it's an running inside joke that him and his fans have. He has absolutely nothing to do with it. He does not tell his fans to call him the Führer. He does not do that. This was an inside joke completely created by his fans, not him. So it's almost like the person asking the questions to Vic, was purposely trying to back him into a corner and admit something that wasn't true, just to screw him over even more. Then he was asked about conventions, and are they part of how he makes his income? Yes, they are. And he said, what is an average size for a convention hall? And he said, they vary. Then the guy responded with, but what's the average? And Vic said again, they vary. Because they do. There is no such thing as an average convention hall. All convention halls are different sizes. There is no average. They all vary, as Vic says. But from what we've seen is Vic was very calm about how he answered his questions, and Ron Toy was very rude, and basically there was a running meme that came out of where that deposition, where the meme was about how Ron Toy was so smug on Twitter on all the things he said about Vic, but as soon as he has to do it face to face and he's asked these questions by the law, suddenly he's not able. He has nothing. He gets much quieter. He's not smug anymore, and there's nothing. He doesn't have anything on Vic. Unfortunately, Vic lost this lawsuit because the issue was Vic was the one that filed the lawsuit, meaning he was the one that had to prove evidence that the other three and Funimation were conspiring against him. The whole thing how those guys had zero evidence on him being him for sexual harassment, that wasn't even talked about. They didn't even that wasn't even mentioned. Which is kind of stupid because how is that fair? That's literally the law denying Vic his right to prove them wrong on what they've said. So yeah, Vic unfortunately lost the lawsuit, but yet for the Kick Vic fans, that wasn't enough. They are still trying to harass the I Stand With Vic community and Vic himself. And when it was Monica Rial's birthday, I decided to chip in with with my opinion, and I said to her, I replied to her birthday message, yes. Because I replied to Jamie Marchi's tweet of saying happy birthday to Monica. That's what I did. I tweeted out saying, yes, the two people that conspired against an innocent man as they have no evidence whatsoever to prove. And I had a bunch of replies from the Kick Vic fans attacking me, which I was fine. I was well up for getting involved in this. Then one of them said to me, can't you let them enjoy their birthday in peace? Can't you let her enjoy her birthday in peace? No, I can't let her enjoy her birthday in peace because Vic didn't get to enjoy his birthday in peace because of what's happened to him this year. And this massively split the Dragon Ball community because we had Vic, who voices Broly on one side, and then we had Monica, Christopher Sabat, who voices Vegeta, Sean Schemmel, who voices Goku, all of them on one side, and Vic on the other. And Vic has come out and said that there are voice actors who do support him instead of them, but they can't say it publicly. They've had to DM him on Twitter and tell him privately that they support him out of fear of losing their jobs as voice actors, just like he did. That's horrible. The fact that anyone who supports him, that does the same work, that has done the same work as Vic, can't say publicly that they're on his side, shows how unfair and one-sided in the favour of Monica this is after what she did. Vic couldn't enjoy his birthday because of what's happened to him. So why the hell should Monica be allowed to enjoy her birthday because of after what she's done? She doesn't deserve to enjoy her birthday because of the things she's done. Now, we are hoping that Vic will file an appeal against this lawsuit so he can have it it can be retrialed, and Vic can prove what they have done and that they are actually conspiring against him. So fingers crossed that Vic wins the retrial of the lawsuit, and after Monica and Jamie and Sean and Chris and all of Funimation have been exposed hundreds of times this year on YouTube by different YouTubers. Yellow Flash 2 and Hero Hey are just a few to note. How these two have always been on Vic's side and have defended him and have exposed the others for things that they don't want people knowing. Anything that the voice actors that screwed Vic over don't want to be released, the Stand With Vic community are digging deep to find these things to stop and expose them for who they really are. And this brings us to December of 2019, where Vic Mignogna has unfortunately been replaced as the voice actor for the English dub of Dragon Ball as Broly. That's right, Vic will never voice Broly ever again. The only positive thing out of that is that it's at least look good that Broly is not Vic's greatest role ever. We know that Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist is Vic's best ever role in any anime or anything he's ever done. Edward Elric is the best role he's ever had, and it's where his best performance came from. So the man who has replaced Vic Mignogna as the new Broly for any Dragon Ball content any English dubbed Dragon Ball content that comes in, the new voice actor is Johnny Young Bosch. Now he is better known as Ichigo from Bleach in that dub, and the Black Power Ranger. From which Power Ranger series exactly? I have no idea. I have no idea which Black Power Ranger he plays, but he does play one of them. But yeah, Johnny Young Bosch will be the new voice actor of Broly for any Dragon Ball content that is English dubbed going forward. Meaning, when Dragon Ball Z Kakarot releases at the start of next year, if Broly is in the game, Vic will not be voicing him. Johnny will be voicing him. But we're going to leave this video on something that was very, very interesting that I saw last night. I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently Johnny Young Bosch is now also having similar allegations said against him, just like Vic. How strange that as soon as we get rid of one, we lose one Broly because of false allegations, and the new Broly that comes in is now having allegations against him, just like Vic did. And apparently Johnny is friends with Vic, so at least that's something. At least the new Broly we're getting at least respects the one we've had. But I feel like now that Vic is no longer Broly, so many people are going to start discrediting Vic's work as Broly just because he's not Broly anymore. And like discrediting everything Vic did for the character of Broly. even though Broly wasn't that good of a character in Dragon Ball Z, in Super, he was a great character. Because he actually felt like a real character. And also, that movie relied on Vic more than anyone else to succeed in the dub. Because Broly is the main character in that movie, really, isn't he? He's the one the movie is focused on. He was the one that gave in a good performance. And he's one of the big reasons why it did so well. But yeah, that is what the Dragon Ball community is like in 2019. We are the most split community, or if not the most, one of the most split communities within the anime community because of everything, all of the allegations that have gone on across 2019. And this is the only Dragon Ball, and funnily enough, this year, we haven't even had any, like, really, really new, exciting Dragon Ball content, but yet all of this has been going on. So, that is going to be the end of the video. If you guys have enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on all my social medias, tell me in the comments whose side are you on? Are you on the I stand with Vic's side with me, or are you on the Kick Vic side with all the other fakes in the voice acting community who provide no evidence, but simply because Monica's a woman, she gets believed? When is that going to stop? When is stuff like that in society going to stop? Where women simply are believed about any allegations they make simply because they're a woman. Men are seriously treated like dirt in society. And that's another prime example. Just because Vic's a man, instantly everyone thinks he's guilty. And just because Monica's a woman, she must be telling the truth. No. That's not how it works, and that's not how it should work. Being a man is far, far harder than being a woman due to stuff like this. Why can't society be more like Kazuma from Konosuba and yearn for true gender equality and get rid of the female privilege that they have? Now, yeah, what do you guys think of Johnny Young Bosch coming in as the new Broly? Personally, I'm not against it. I mean, Vic not being Broly anymore does suck, but I haven't watched anything that Johnny Young Bosch has been in, so I don't know. I don't know what he's like as a voice actor. But if he can do a good job with Broly, then that'll be okay for me. I'd hate it if Johnny Young Bosch came out and admitted he was on the side, he was against Vic. That would be really bad. But he hasn't done that. So, see you guys in the next video. Catch you later.